You got cap in your raps. Why be a straight when I catch him is that?
You ain't even taking.
Major updates surfaced in NBA YoungBoy's legal battle just before his new release date was announced. Initially, YoungBoy accepted a plea deal in his federal firearm case. Under this agreement, he would serve 27 months in prison with credit for time already spent in pretrial detention, followed by 5 years of federal probation. However, the judge later reconsidered aspects of the sentencing. The courtroom atmosphere was chaotic when a YoungBoy fan hacked into the court's audio system, shouting support for the rapper. As proceedings resumed, the court revisited YoungBoy's 2021 arrest, stemming from filming a music video in a residential area. YoungBoy and his friends were seen playing loud music, dancing on car hoods, and brandishing firearms, prompting a concerned neighbor to call the police. Officers arrived swiftly, leading to YoungBoy's arrest due to his prior legal troubles. During the hearing, body cam footage from the arrest was played. In the video, YoungBoy seemed surprised by the arrest, repeatedly addressing the officer as Big Dog and questioning the reason for the cuffs. His reaction suggested he didn't fully grasp the severity of the charges, highlighting concerns about how federal laws disproportionately impact young individuals from disadvantaged backgrounds. Prosecutors presented crucial evidence from a seized camera used during the music video shoot involving NBA YoungBoy. This footage became a focal point in the legal battle, with YoungBoy's defense team vigorously contesting its inclusion. They argued that the footage had been obtained unlawfully, citing what they believed to be procedural violations during the search and seizure process. Despite these objections, the court ultimately ruled against them, allowing the footage to be admitted as evidence. The U.S. Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals played a decisive role in this legal saga. Initially, a lower court ruled in favor of YoungBoy, agreeing with his legal team's assertion that the search warrant used to obtain the camera footage lacked sufficient legal grounds. This ruling temporarily buoyed YoungBoy's defense, offering hope that the contested evidence would be excluded from the trial. In a dramatic turn of events, the U.S. Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals reviewed and ultimately overturned the lower court's decision in the high-profile legal case involving rapper YoungBoy Never Broke Again. The appellate court determined that the contested search warrant, previously deemed legally insufficient, in fact met the necessary standards under federal law. This reversal significantly altered the case's trajectory, dealing a critical blow to YoungBoy's defense strategy. The case originated from an arrest in 2021 when federal authorities detained YoungBoy, born Control Golden, on firearms charges stemming from a previous encounter with law enforcement in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. During that encounter, officers conducted a search that YoungBoy's legal team argued was unconstitutional, contending that the warrant lacked sufficient probable cause. They maintained that the evidence obtained during the search should be suppressed, weakening the prosecution's case considerably. Initially, the district court ruled in YoungBoy's favor, finding that the search warrant was overly broad and did not establish the required link between the alleged criminal activity and the items seized. The judge's decision to suppress the evidence appeared to hand YoungBoy a significant legal victory, raising the possibility that key elements of the government's case would be dismissed. However, prosecutors swiftly appealed the ruling, arguing that the warrant was supported by detailed affidavits outlining suspected illegal activity, including witness testimony and surveillance records. They maintained that the lower court had applied an unduly strict interpretation of probable cause, ignoring established legal precedents. Upon reviewing the case, the U.S. Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals sided with the prosecution. The three-judge panel ruled that the search warrant, while arguably broad, met the constitutional requirements under the Fourth Amendment. In their written opinion, the judges emphasized that the warrant was supported by a substantial basis of evidence pointing to probable cause. They also highlighted that the lower court had failed to properly consider the totality of the circumstances standard, which allows for a more comprehensive evaluation of the evidence supporting a search warrant. Legal analysts have noted that the appellate court's decision was pivotal, effectively restoring the prosecution's ability to use the seized evidence in court. This includes firearms allegedly linked to YoungBoy, which prosecutors argue are critical to proving his involvement in criminal activities. Without this evidence, the case against him would have faced significant hurdles. The appellate court's decision also underscored broader implications for search and seizure law, particularly in high-profile cases involving celebrities. Legal experts have debated whether the decision reflects a tightening of judicial standards for suppressing evidence or a reaffirmation of long-standing principles of deference to law enforcement affidavits. For YoungBoy's defense team, the ruling represented a major setback. Having built much of their strategy around the suppression of evidence, they now face the difficult task of reshaping their legal approach. Defense attorneys have indicated they are exploring all available legal options, including the possibility of appealing to the U.S. Supreme Court, though such cases are rarely granted review. The reversal also reignited public interest in YoungBoy's legal troubles. The rapper, one of the most influential figures in modern hip-hop, has faced a series of legal battles throughout his career. His devoted fan base, known for its unwavering support, flooded social media platforms with messages of solidarity and outrage at the appellate court's decision. Media coverage of the ruling has been intense, with legal commentators dissecting the case's complexities and speculating on its potential outcomes. Some experts believe the decision signals a broader trend toward granting law enforcement greater latitude in securing search warrants, particularly in cases involving high-stakes criminal investigations. Amid the legal turmoil, YoungBoy has maintained a notably low profile, concentrating on his music career while facing the complexities of his ongoing legal battles. His decision to stay focused on his craft has been seen by many as a strategic move to preserve his artistic relevance and maintain a connection with his fan base during a turbulent period. Despite the looming legal uncertainties, YoungBoy has continued to release new music, collaborate with prominent artists, and engage with his audience through social media, showcasing resilience in the face of adversity. Industry insiders have closely monitored his situation, speculating on how the case might influence his professional trajectory. A conviction could not only disrupt his rising career but also complicate future business ventures, including touring opportunities, brand endorsements, and potential label deals. Given the music industry's competitive nature, prolonged legal struggles could impact his ability to capitalize on his current momentum, potentially allowing competitors to gain an edge. However, some experts argue that YoungBoy's legal battles could also fuel his creative process, inspiring music that resonates deeply with listeners drawn to raw, authentic storytelling. His turbulent personal life has long been interwoven with his artistic identity, making his music both relatable and emotionally charged. In the unpredictable world of hip-hop, where personal struggles often translate into commercial success, YoungBoy's journey could solidify his legacy as a resilient figure who overcame significant obstacles. Ultimately, while legal challenges pose undeniable risks, they could also add depth to his artistic narrative, keeping him at the forefront of the music scene. Fans and industry stakeholders alike remain invested in how YoungBoy navigates this critical phase, understanding that his response could redefine not only his career but also his place in the broader cultural landscape. The appellate court's decision has also sparked discussions about the balance between privacy rights and public safety. Civil liberties advocates have expressed concern that the ruling could set a precedent for more lenient judicial interpretations of search warrants, potentially eroding constitutional protections against unreasonable searches and seizures. Conversely, law enforcement officials have welcomed the decision, viewing it as a validation of their investigative practices. They argue that stringent restrictions on search warrants could hinder their ability to combat organized crime and other serious offenses. As the legal battle continues, the stakes remain extraordinarily high for YoungBoy. A conviction on federal firearms charges could result in a lengthy prison sentence, severely impacting both his personal life and his music career. Conversely, a favorable outcome in court could bolster his public image as a resilient figure overcoming legal adversity. The case has become a focal point in broader cultural conversations about the intersection of fame, legal accountability, and systemic issues within the criminal justice system. For now, all eyes remain on the courtroom, where YoungBoy's future hangs in the balance amid one of the most closely watched legal battles in the music industry. The admissibility of the footage is now central to the prosecution's case. Legal experts note that the content of the footage, which allegedly implicates YoungBoy in criminal activities, could heavily influence the trial's outcome. Prosecutors are expected to build their narrative around the video evidence, portraying it as a critical link in proving their charges. YoungBoy's legal team now faces a series of complex strategic decisions. One option involves appealing the Fifth Circuit's ruling to the U.S. Supreme Court. This path, though legally sound, is fraught with uncertainty. The Supreme Court accepts only a small fraction of cases each year, and the defense would need to present a compelling argument demonstrating that constitutional rights were violated during the evidence seizure. Alternatively, YoungBoy's team could pursue a plea deal. This approach would involve negotiations with prosecutors to reduce potential penalties in exchange for a guilty plea to lesser charges. A plea deal might mitigate the risk of a lengthy prison sentence but would come at the cost of accepting some level of legal responsibility. Legal analysts suggest that YoungBoy's decision will likely depend on the strength of the remaining evidence against him and the perceived risks of going to trial. If prosecutors possess additional incriminating material beyond the contested footage, the defense may find a plea bargain more appealing. Public interest in the case has surged, with fans and legal observers closely watching each development. Social media platforms are abuzz with speculation about YoungBoy's legal strategy and potential outcomes. Some fans have expressed frustration, arguing that the legal system is unfairly targeting the rapper, while others focus on the broader implications of the case for artists navigating legal troubles. The case underscores the complex interplay between celebrity status and the criminal justice system. YoungBoy's prominence amplifies the stakes, drawing intense media scrutiny and public debate. His legal team must navigate not only the courtroom dynamics but also the broader public narrative surrounding the case. As the legal battle continues, the outcome remains uncertain. Whether through a Supreme Court appeal or a negotiated plea, YoungBoy's next move will shape his career and future profoundly. Legal experts predict that whichever path his team chooses, the repercussions will extend beyond the courtroom, influencing both his personal life and professional trajectory. The judge acknowledged YoungBoy's talent but expressed concerns about his struggles, wishing him a brighter future after his sentence. In a turn of events, YoungBoy's lawyers later revealed that with credit adjustments, he might be released within months, rather than serving the full term. YoungBoy's legal troubles didn't end there. A prior arrest warrant led to a dramatic car chase after he skipped a court date. The FBI staked out his home, pursued him on the highway, and chased him on foot after he abandoned his car. He was eventually captured, facing additional charges for resisting arrest and reckless driving. His legal team secured his release on a $540,000 bond and property collateral worth $1.5 million. YoungBoy's career controversies also played a role during the trial. His public feuds with fellow rappers, including NLE Choppa and Jonathin, were examined. Heated exchanges and diss tracks intensified tensions, with YoungBoy's confrontational style often spilling into his music and social media. Despite the turbulent legal battles, YoungBoy's future remains uncertain, shaped by ongoing legal challenges and the decisions awaiting him in federal court.